Number 3 says, which angles are obtuse in this diagram? So if you check out your notes, remember that obtuse. Obtuse means that it is greater than 90 degrees, but less than 180. So remember, a 90-degree angle looks like this, open that much. And 180 is going to be when you have an angle that's open all the way straight. So that means it has to be open more than 90 degrees. So think about taking this arm and swinging it wider than 90 degrees, but don't go past 180. So if I look at my picture, it looks like I have, does this look like it is greater than, do you think this is open more than this much? No, this one is acute. That means this one on this side is the exact same sign. He is also acute. This one, that is clearly open more than 90 degrees, but less than that. So this is an obtuse angle right here. And this one over here across from it is also the same size, so he is obtuse. So these two gray guys are obtuse. Down here, we have this box. Remember, the box means exactly 90 degrees. Whenever you have a box and they just cross like an X, the angle across from it is also 90. The angle next to it is 90, and these are all 90. Because remember, if one's 90, when you get to the next one, remember this has to make 180 degrees because it's straight. So that means these two together have to make 180. So if that's 90, then this has to be 90. And you could use that same justification all the way around the circle. And remember, a circle all the way around has to equal 360. So those are all 4 90s. If you just have a plain old cross with 190, then that means they're all 90. Okay, so that means we only have these two gray angles up here. So we need to see different ways to name these gray angles. So let's talk about this top gray angle from here to here to here. Now, since they put that 2 right there, I can just call him angle 2. That is totally acceptable because they put that 2 in there. Remember also, you can name it with 3 letters as long as it's in the order that you trace that angle. So do you see how I traced that angle? I started over here at D, and then I went to C because I have to name a point, and then to A. So I could call it angle D to C to A. I use 3 letters. Don't use the numbers. So it could be 3 letters with the vertex in the middle. The C is the vertex where the little point of the angle is. See how the C is there? So 3 letters. And we could do that forward or backwards because I could trace it this way instead. I could start at A to C to D. So I could say angle A to C to D. That is also 3 letters with the vertex in the middle. A to C to D. So that's all the names for this top angle up here. Let me pick a different color. I'll go pink for the bottom. We also have this guy over here. So we have to start down here and go from there. That's this pink guy. Now he doesn't have any number here, so we can't call him by a number, but I can call him by 3 letters. I can go from B to C to F, for example. Angle B to C to F. That would be okay. Or I can go backwards and do F to C to B. Angle F to C to B. So if I do these letters F to B to C, I have to be able to put my pen on F and go to C and then go to B, and then I actually trace that angle. So that's how you can tell if you're good. You could even have used this H down here. So the last way you can go, let me erase some stuff on here because I actually could go all the way from the H and it would be okay. So if I wanted to talk about this angle right here, I could go from H to C to B and call him angle HCB. And I can even go backwards from B to C to H. Angle B to C to H. So there are actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different names for angles in this picture that are obtuse. So if you find any of the answer choices that have just these guys in it, then that's obviously going to be your pick. Okie dokie. Now, obviously, the answer choices don't include every single one. You just have to pick one that contains all obtuse angles. So it has to contain these options. Now, there are only 2 obtuse angles in this picture, but they just have different names.